Welcome to Daddy Bits, your daily trade idea show hosted by the Trading Daddies. I'm your co-host, the ugly one, and my awesome co-host, as always.
It's the same guy.
It's a statement. It's the same guy. It's exactly the same guy. He might as well host this entire show crying.
Man,
because
that's,
you know what?
That's what I look like all day.
I feel dead inside. And yesterday we said that the money printer will go burr. Now the money printer went away. Transparency is the name of the game in here, and especially on this channel. So if you haven't yet, please make sure that you guys subscribe, hit the post notification bell, give us a preemptive thumbs up, or if you know what, give us a thumbs down, because obviously we didn't do as hot as we wanted it to be. But you know what? I'll take the thumbs down either way. It's interactions. You still viewed the episode, and that's all I care about. With that being said, let's get to the episode. Are you meditating?
No, I'm praying.
Oh, okay. Can you please let me know, or tell the viewers who you're actually praying to? Because over here on the Trading Daddies, we worship a lot of different deities. Who are we praying to?
Oh my God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, God, Ganesh, Shiva, the trees. I don't know.
So you're telling me you're a druid now? You are no longer today. Realm, and you are now a druid.
Man, the only trade I took was a Tesla 670 call, right, for this Friday. And at first I was like, all right, I'm up 500. Okay, this is nice. Okay, did 500 in like 15 minutes, right? And next thing you know, the gap fill happened. Okay, it did happen at 680.
Yeah.
Okay, it filled the gap from all the way from March, I think March 16th. I don't remember. But we were talking about it, how it's going to fill that gap, and it did. It hit 680.79 to the T. And it just came crashing from there. And I'm like, oh my God, like what the heck happened?
What did happen though?
So frustrated.
What exactly happened? I think, in theory, this is just my theory. I think that the Coinbase IPO sucked up all the trading volume.
Yeah, and then to the fools that bought, Coinbase, they're down right now.
Yeah, congratulations. This is GameStop all over again.
Unless you bought it at 320,
Oh, if you bought it at 320, you're good. You're up at least $10 on that trade. But it IPO'd at what price?
Wasn't it 380?
Somewhere around there.
Or 360 or something?
Again, not financial advice, but me personally, I've been burned by IPOs so many times that I've kind of like stayed away. I knew this was going to happen. And I don't have the capital to expend into buying something that I know will find some bottom, right? As with all IPOs. IPOs are essentially a sucker's bet to me, right? That's like holding through earnings. You don't, unless you have a strong conviction on the stock. If you got it, the reason why is because a lot of the people that got the stock pre-IPO have already made their money at 420 and they let go.
Yep.
That's why you saw that sell-off.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're not willing to hold an average down, you're bag holding right now, and you're kind of grasping at straws trying to figure out what your exit strategy is for Coinbase. The strategy should be let the people do what they need to do, wait for a new bottom, wait till the options market opens. Like the options chains, once that's open, you're good. I feel that that's a good time to actually start looking at a position once the options chains open. But me, I'm out. I'm not touching that for a while.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the queue. What happened today? Oh my God. Michael Jordan. This is frustrating. Well, you know what? Hold on one second. We did talk about this. Didn't we mention to make sure that you manage your risk when it came down to these overbought levels? We did say that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a normal thing. I mean, yeah, we're sad because it didn't pan out for our positions, but all in all, this is kind of what the expectation was for it to not go higher than where it went yesterday. Thoughts?
Well, NASDAQ took a beating today. Dow was okay. SPY was dragging along as well. But I really do think that this is a buy the dip moment for QQQ. But if I'm wrong, last support, well, first support is at 333 for NASDAQ. And if that breaks, man, you want to hold on to cash. If you're day trading it, you want to hold on to cash. If you're swing trading, I mean, puts are nice, but we're still on an uptrend. The trend hasn't been broken, obviously. I wouldn't be gun-ho shorting right now because there are some tech like the FANG stocks. They're not overly overbought.
There's still some room.
There's still some room to run up. Man, what a beating today! Definitely a beating. Well, Tesla took a beating.
Oh yeah,
man, I was crying. Disappointed with that. Yeah,
we're crying all the way to the bank there. But let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. Futures look okay.
Yeah, they look all right. I mean,
naturally, this is what happens after a beating like this. Right? After a beating like this, you'll definitely see some sort of life. Not sure if this is actually going to hold, but we're not overbought. So I think that there may be some room to the upside. But watch this MACD. If this kind of curls down, I'll be a little bit more bearish.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it is what it is. You just have to manage. Make sure that your losers, if you don't have time in them anymore, cut them. If you have stronger conviction plays and you have more time, just average down if you need to. Let's take a look at the SPY. Same thing. Same thing. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a sad day overall.
Did we hit the top today?
We did hit the top today, and it got rejected.
Oh, man.
I know. My SPY calls aren't looking so hot anymore.
That 770 Tesla call, I don't even want to look at it.
I mean, I'm still up on the Tesla trade. Overall, I'm still up on the Tesla trade.
Oh, I am still with my 690. I was up like 70%. I don't even want to look at it.
Could this very well be a sell-off because of the gains from yesterday?
That yes, because NASDAQ did pop.
Right? NASDAQ did pop. Naturally, the SPY is going to go down too because it's pretty much heavily weighted as well in tech stocks. So it's just a natural progression of things. I mean, we just have to make sure that if we're holding long on certain plays, just average down if you need to. Make sure that you guys have enough time. But the stocks that we want to talk about today are actually banking stocks because it is earnings season. And they are reporting fairly soon. The first one that we want to talk about actually is Morgan Stanley.
Yeah.
Morgan Stanley. The Stanley of the Morgans.
They killed the earnings today.
That's tomorrow.
Well, it was a sympathy play. I mean, not Morgan Stanley. I'm sorry. Which bank reported today?
Goldman.
Wells Fargo. Right? No, Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo?
No, hold on. No, JP Morgan blew our earnings, but their stocks was down though. I don't know why. We're not covering JP Morgan anyway, so we're covering Morgan Stanley.
Yep. The other Morgan.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Goldman Sachs did well today.
Oh yeah, Goldman Sachs is the one. We're gonna talk about Goldman Sachs the next stock over. But this is reporting on. What is this reporting? This is reporting on Friday.
Yeah.
In the morning. And what's really interesting is, I mean, there's this wedge right here that's formed. We really don't know where it's gonna go at this point. I mean, it got rejected at the top band, right? And the MACD might be crossing up a little bit, and there's still some more room to the upside. If you are gonna play Morgan Stanley, get in tomorrow and just hold it. I mean, maybe day trade it, right? Because
I wouldn't hold this for earnings.
No, I wouldn't hold this for earnings.
The chart doesn't look that bad. I mean,
no.
Since banks were the headlines for today, you want to look at the support that it's at right now. EMA 20, EMA 9, those are so-called supports. And right now, I mean, if I was to trade this one, $80 flat would be an entry. If it breaks, then obviously don't even touch it.
Yep.
But today that sell off at the top was just the entire market coming down. So
yeah. And then the next one we're going to talk about is Goldman Sachs, which is actually an earnings winner.
And you know what they say when banks are killing it, they set the tone for earnings season.
Mm-hmm.
Just expect more beats.
Oh yeah,
earnings. Mm-hmm. When banks are doing well, typically, majority of times, the market does well as well.
Pretty huge volume for Goldman Sachs, though.
Yeah,
9 million today.
That's like 3 times the volume today, but it had well today, 2%. Typically, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, they run typically 1-2% on a good day. But they're typically slow movers. But when it comes to Goldman Sachs today, obviously we saw that earnings was good, so that's why the pop and the heavy volume. Now, if you look at the MACD on this one has room as long as it doesn't break 330.51 or 50. So 330.50, you got plenty of room. You got plenty of buffer here. Tomorrow needs to, it has to have a follow-up, a follow-through for tomorrow. So if it breaks 330.50, if it breaks, then we're heading down lower next to about 319, 320.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on this one. Like banks did well on their earnings, so they should run together.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's always sympathy plays. And when you guys are looking at earnings plays, try to trade the top 2 stocks in the sector.
Yeah.
Right. You could even, if you want to trade them as pairs, but again, not financial advice, but we do not advise, or we do not. We're hoping that you're not holding through earnings, because that's definitely a gamble. Biggest gamble in your trading career is holding through earnings.
One of us.
Google gobble, one of us. Oh man. So that's pretty much it for Goldman Sachs. The last stock that we want to cover is actually from a friend of the show, Rob Buck. Rob Buck wants us to talk about Comerica, which is another banking stock. Comerica. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up.
I've always followed Comerica, for actually a year now. I've always wanted to put it in my dividends, portfolio, but there's just something with banks that I just don't like them. But Comerica had, great fundamentals, obviously. When last year it hit a low of $24.
Yeah.
And it's at 71 now. You would have like tripled your money, obviously. But really, who would have thought that, banks would, or Comerica would sprint, right? And it was just clearly an uptrend ever since, last March.
And based on the technicals here, this ascending triangle looks really good.
Yeah. Comerica pays nice dividends too.
So if you're looking for a dividend stock, get into Comerica. John endorses Comerica as a dividend stock.
I would say they're better. They're one of the better smaller banks out there versus Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase. If you want a better paying dividends, Comerica's it. But if you caught it last year, man, you would have been paid fat.
Definitely fat. So that's our honest opinion on Comerica, and that is the end of the show for you guys. Again, if you haven't yet, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the post notification bell, give us a nice thumbs up. If you guys like this content, follow us on all our social media. Follow me at Trading Poppy. Follow John at John C Trades. Trading Daddies for the both of us. TradingDaddies.com for all your news, your merch. If you have not yet, please use the code word Robinhood sucks for 15% off. And with that being said, remember that. Let's get trading. And the charts do not lie.
Sometimes they do.
Do they? Do they lie, John? Do they? You know what? Let's try to have a conversation like this one time. One time for the fun time. Let's air some grievances before we let them go. But we have to talk in this. Right? Oh my God. Tesla's down. But better, you know what? Have you remember the old Filipino soap operas? Like how super exaggerated they were. Even when they dub it like to English, it's still super exaggerated. Right? And it's like super like it's super weird. Like, Mom, where did the corn go? Like, Mom, didn't you know that I had a sister? All right, guys, that's it. I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's episode. Peace.
Cannot.